The Motor City Solutions annual open house and Cruis'n customer appreciation event is open for business, so come on in. Jeff Adwell is our host with the most, the owner here of Motor City Solutions. How many years now have you been doing the open house, Jeff?
Well, this would be our 10th one, but we did miss COVID 2020, so 9 of them. We've done 9 open houses in conjunction with the Telegraph Cruise.
How nice is it just to see the customers come through the shop, admire what you guys do, and hearing some of the feedback that you get?
It's extremely inspirational. It's really motivating to the crew, because this whole business is about passion and emotion and everything else. But like any job, when you're grinding day to day, you kind of lose sight of it. So this open house just kind of refreshes that. There's so many people come to look at their cars here, or talk about cars they want to have, or they look at a car, reminds them of what their parents had or grandparents had. So it's great. It's refreshing.
It's a great turnout as always. It seems like this keeps getting better year after year.
Well, having Cruis'n Media here, having American Coney Island here, and having a bunch of classic cars is a great recipe.
Let's be honest, it's the Coney dogs.
It's the Coney dogs. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding?
In fact, I better go get mine before they shut down the line.
People have traveled from California to get a free Coney dog. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Hey, it worked. It got me here.
It does. They're delicious.
This is just a small example of the work they do here at Motor City Solutions. This Thunderbird was burned completely in a garage fire. It came here to Motor City Solutions and it has been restored back to impeccable condition. The only reason it's still here in the shop is because the garage that burned with it is still being rebuilt. Of course, while we're here at the open house, we had to stop by and check out the progress on the Motor City Resurrection. Jeff Johnson has been banging and pulling on this thing, and
a little bit.
I haven't seen it in a little while. So where are we at? What's the latest?
Well, the latest is we're kind of waiting on parts a little bit to get the chassis put back together. So basically, we're kind of got them ready to go. So we're waiting for a few more parts. We'll get this all squared away, put together as much as we can, because it's surely a lot easier to work on this as it's sitting here. And then we can really do a nice job putting brake lines on, fuel lines, all that stuff. And then once we do that, the body's all ready, it's all been pulled. So we'll be able to take the body up. We're gonna repaint the underneath of the car, possibly do like a Raptor on the underneath of the car, and then set the body down on the frame. It worked out really well though. Like I said, I'm really pleased with it. Sometimes you end up having a situation where you say, well, this is good over here, but this ain't that great over here, but we gotta leave it, But everything come out good. Every corner was fitting good, everything was good. So we're in a good place, man. I think we're in a good place.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario, because as damaged as it was, I was concerned about being able to get it back to that, and it looks great. So thank you for that.
And you actually had a little bit of rust, like in this lower panel here, that we end up changing out. So we were able to get rid of the rust that was there for a nice, clean, rust-free part. So that was a win-win,
I love that these cars have so many stories to tell, especially those stories that span generations.
Original owner of the car, had 4 daughters, all got married to the church, went to the church in his car, the back seat with their wedding dresses on. Her brother took it to his prom in 66, 67, and it's been a family ever since. I was going to give it to my first son, but I got 4 daughters. So now I got my 6 grandsons. They're kind of not interested in cars. My granddaughter, the youngest one, she's 9 years old. She says, I want the car now, no formula. And no, in Italian, it's grandpa. She said, so I took them last night out for Dairy Queen, took her in the car. They thought it's cat's ass. They just love it. They just think it's great. That's when I jump on it a little bit. They just think, wow, look, it's got power now. No, it's got power. It's got power. It's a 390, and it's all stock. And it's it's just a family car. We just enjoy it, and I hope to pass on to the generations to keep on the history of the car going on with the family.
You're the original owner of
Yep.
this 76 Ford Torino. How did you end up getting this car?
I liked it back in '76, and that's what I went for. Actually, it's my first new car.
Really?
Yeah. And I just ended up hanging on to it.
Well, it's in great shape. What all have you done to it over the years?
Oh, geez. The body was redone 22 years ago now. The latest thing was about 8 years ago. We did the motor. We put a new motor in it. I've got the original in storage, but this is another 351 Windsor, but it's stroked to 408. It was built by Chris Holbrook Racing, and it did 505 horse and 554 foot-pounds of torque.
So it's a little
the
meaner.
flywheel.
It's a little meaner than it was the day you picked it up.
A little bit, yes. Yeah, the 351 two-barrel? Yeah.
Are the side windows, were those an option on the car?
The upper windows,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. On Ford did a springtime special on this car for the base price of the Torino, because it's just a base Torino. They added pinstriping, dual remote controlled mirrors, the half top, the upper windows, and a fancy hubcap. It was more seen on the Montego,
Okay.
and that was all in the base price on it.
So this
it-
was a fairly
it dressed
loaded
it-
Torino.
Yeah, it dressed it up a bit.
It's obviously cool hanging out here at Motor City Solutions, but there is a cruise going on out on Telegraph, so I think it's about time to go hit the streets. All that cruising and open housing and customer appreciating has left me plumb worn out. But on behalf of everybody at Motor City Solutions and all of us at Cruis'n Media, we do appreciate you. So until next time, we say thank you and good night.